Hey friends, Greg here with the Pennywise guys. We have an RV refrigerator that just went down. It's an ammonia based system that runs off a 12 volt, 120 volt and propane. Instead of replacing this unit, we are deciding to replace it with a 120 volt apartment size domestic refrigerator. It will fit in perfectly fine. We don't need the 12 volt and propane because this trailer stays stationary on this property. The system that we'd have to replace it with, the ammonia based system, is about $1,200 to $1,500. I can put a 120 volt refrigerator in here for less than $500. Let me show you how to do it. Let's get started.
First thing you do is remove the outdoor hatch, 2 screws. This is the ammonia based refrigerator and we're going to disconnect it. First things first, turn the propane tanks off because we'll be taking off the propane line and you don't want to have a propane leak. We'll cap the line off later after the other refrigerator's out. Disconnect power here. Okay, we'll unplug. Now, see if I can use my other hand here and hold the camera with my left hand. So unplug that. And the DC power took over and it is now trying to go on to propane. So the next thing we'll do is we're going to cut the DC lines off. This is the DC coming in, the DC power. We'll just go ahead and cut one at a time, cap it off with a wire nut, and get it out of the way. And that way we have no more power, so the gas burner won't come on. Okay, there's just no ammonia in the system, so it's not working properly. So we're going to eliminate it. But before you disconnect the gas line, make sure that the DC power is disconnected and the AC is disconnected. Okay, then go ahead and shut your propane tanks off and loosen the propane line here, get it out of the way. There are 2 screws that we'll have to remove. One is located right there by my finger and the other one is on the other side around the corner. You can't see it, but it's right by my middle finger there, right there. Okay, there's square drive on this particular trailer. Square drive, it could be Phillips, could be square drive. There's a square drive fitting on my Makita, and I've got the flexible extension. You're going to need that to be able to get that flexed in there to get that out on both sides. Okay, and once you get those 2 screws out, we're ready to disassemble on the inside. Take this mounting screws off and then slide this unit out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Disconnected the AC power, the DC power. I cut off one line at a time. I staggered it one at a time and wire nutted it. So it's staggered like that so I can tape it from here to here with electrical tape and then get it out of the way and keep it for possible potential DC use down the road. There's no reason to eliminate the line altogether. So make sure these wire nuts are tight, tape that up really good, and that'll be pulled out of the way. Note, make sure you have the the propane tanks off, and when you crack this nut, just crack it a little bit and allow the gas to escape slowly. It'll take a couple of minutes, just allow it to leak slowly so you don't have a buildup of propane and possibly catch on fire. So now that that's been off, we can just pull that line and we're gonna pull out of the way as well. We're not gonna eliminate it. What I'll do is I will get a cap, a flare, I'll flare a fitting, a plug, and we'll cap that off. Okay, so we'll take care of that later. I'll show you how to do that. So that'll be pulled out of the way for now. The 2 screws with that driver with the flexible shaft fits in there nicely to get that screw out, and the other screw on this side. And so now everything is been disconnected from the unit, or for the unit. So we'll go ahead and disconnect the panels in the front of the refrigerator, unscrew the floor screws and that are on the front side, and we should be able to push this thing out, and then we'll get it out from the inside of the trailer and pull it through the door. After removing the bottom trim, it's got 3 screws, Phillips screws across the bottom, and you'll find the mounting screws two of them, one there with a drive and the square drive, and right there. So we'll get this in there. We'll pull them out. There we go. Okay, on the top we have, what we have to do is you have to pull two screws, Phillips screws from down here on both sides, and then pound this thing up. It pops off, and we've got two more mounting screws here and here with the square drive. Remove those, and the two that we removed on the bottom, and this unit should be ready to slide out. The bottom rail got caught on the swollen plywood down below, or actually it's particle board, OSB. And so by taking pry bars and prying it up and rocking it, and finally got it broken loose from the where it settled into the wood. And now it's sliding out. And we're going to go ahead and slide it onto this cart, roll it out to the door, and carry it out. Right after removing, get everything cleaned up in here, and take the final measurements. And the refrigerator is 55.5, and I have 55.5. So if I have to, I will sand this down and trim it, because we got some rough stuff here. I can sand this down and get it to where it'll fit. Side to side depth, we have plenty of space. It's called an apartment size refrigerator. This one has got a brushed stainless finish and a good brand. Got it on Amazon. Total price with shipping and tax was less than $450. So can't beat it. It's got a good warranty. Anyway, this has it to where we can change the door opening. Even though there's going to be these fake retro handles, they're trying to make the retro look with Frigidaire's older refrigerators. So the doors are open by pulling the edges, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to have to switch this hardware over to here. So you just pop off the center of this cap with a small knife. We'll take out these 3 Phillips screws, and we'll transfer those screws over to this position once we get these mounting screws changed over here for the mounting bracket. And we'll do that for the top and bottom, so then it can open this way, because we need to have it open the other direction. Okay, interesting. These fake looking screws that were over here have Phillip heads. They're just a plug. Just take 2 sharp blades like a knife blade and just pop them off. You know, you can't screw them out. It's silly that they even put the Phillips. And same thing here. Just pop those off with the blade. But we're going to be putting this bracket over here and putting these two plugs over here. Same thing here. We took the bracket. I'll put it over here and put the plugs over here, and that way it'll be a left opening refrigerator. Okay, we got this all leveled off. Let me show you what I did. I went ahead and blocked up the roller here with this piece of wood here. It's about a 1/2 inch by whatever, just a 1/2 inch tall. It would work perfectly. I went ahead and blocked up the frame with about 1 inch of wood, and then put a door shim in on both sides, wedged it in till it was level, and then siliconed it, the plastic shim, door shim, in place so it can't slide out and drop. So got that on both sides. Okay, and it worked out well. Got it all leveled, and then once I had the spacing right and the level right, I went ahead and put a deck screw, 3-inch deck screw with washer there and there to hold it down, keep it from lifting. Then I put a block of wood on either side of this frame, back there and back here, with 3-inch deck screws in, butted up against this, and I put a 3-inch block there, a 3-inch block there with a deck screw. I couldn't get a full block in, so the 3-inch block, and I got that blocked in before I got this all leveled. So that block was already back there, ready to go. Once I got it leveled, and space, then I went ahead and drilled the screw in to hold it. So the thing can't roll this way. These screws here in the frame can't lift. It's secured down tight. So this is all tight against the supporting blocks there. So first of all, get the 3 inch by 2 by 4 by 3 inch long with a hole drilled, ready to go on either side there. Get that in place before you level this thing, so you can slip it underneath the frame here back and have it ready to go. This one here, just put in place, put the 2 screws in. Now this thing is held really tight, and got all the wires zip tied up here, and the plug for the propane. This is just a flared fitting nut that fit the 3/8 inch flare fitting here with a plug on the end, so it's plugged off. Checked it for leaks with soapy water. It doesn't leak. That's there just in case we need it for future purposes. Right now it's just going to remain in place. One more thing I wanted to do is to keep the air from flowing through now, to make it more airtight. We don't need these louvereds on this outside cover. These are for let fresh air in for the burner, for the gas burner for the ammonia system. Now that it's all electric, we don't need that. So by 3 layers of duct tape overlapping the floor here, or this piece here, up, overlap another piece, so you got a nice solid duct tape across this surface, and seal the ends, and that's going to stay, and that blocks all the airflow. Okay, this is the front inside, and I blocked it up with blocks there in the front. I do have the legs down, but since I didn't have to turn that one down, it was pretty stable, but it was more stable to go ahead and put blocks of wood under the frame to fit. I got the right size block. I used shims that I glued together, got the right height. And you can get a block of wood and then just put the door shim in there like I did on the back, but that fit perfectly on the front. This leg here, I brought it all the way down, but it wiggled because I brought it down quite a bit. It was that much out of level. So blocks of wood worked better. I went ahead and put insulation on the sides of the up both sides, and then put the trim on. I made trim to go on here. I'll put the bottom trim off here. I'm going to put insulation across here as well to keep the wind from blowing through. All right, we're all completed, all trimmed out with the edge trimming I put around there, stained and stapled in place. My parents wanted me to remove those handles because of access in their upper story was a little bit troublesome, so I went ahead and removed those, left 4 little holes, but you barely notice those, and it came out really nice. So it's a very dependable refrigerator, trouble-free, and for under $500 compared to the up to $1,500 replacement for the ammonia refrigerator. So great way to go if you're thinking about upgrading to a domestic refrigerator. Go with an apartment size refrigerator. It will fit, and they work great. I pray that you are blessed, that you know Him who is the author of life.